In the quiet, unassuming town of Radenci, within the former communist nation of Yugoslavia, a story began that few could have ever predicted. In 1977, at a local textile fashion review for the Mura Company, a significant employer in the region, a young girl named Melania Trump stood on stage, barely 7 years old. Her mother, Amalia, worked as a pattern maker for Mura, inadvertently laying the groundwork for a future intertwined with fashion and public life. This early exposure to the world of design, in a society striving for its own brand of socialist modernity, was an unexpected seed in what would become a truly remarkable and often unseen journey to one of the world's most prominent stages.
Years later, by 1984, the young Melania had transitioned from the fashion review stage to the classroom. Her 8th grade primary school picture in Sevnica, Slovenia, reveals a diligent student who excelled particularly in technical subjects and languages. Unlike many of her peers who might have been content with the life within the borders of Yugoslavia, Melania possessed a quiet determination and an innate sense of ambition. She was a focused and observant child, traits that would serve her well as her path began to diverge dramatically from the one typical for someone growing up in a small Slovenian town. The quiet ambition began to take shape just a few years later. In March of 1987, at the age of 17, Melania Trump posed for a professional photograph in Ljubljana, the capital city. This was a pivotal moment. She had been discovered by renowned Slovenian fashion photographer Stane Jerko, who saw immediate potential in her striking presence. This encounter marked her formal entry into the world of modeling, a move that would soon propel her far beyond the familiar landscapes of Slovenia and into the glittering, demanding, and often unforgiving international fashion scene.
Her early modeling portfolio from Ljubljana, like this striking headshot, also from March of 1987, hinted at the international career that was about to unfold. Melania made the courageous decision to pursue modeling seriously, a path that demanded not only physical beauty, but also resilience, discipline, and a willingness to embrace new cultures. She moved to Milan, then Paris, immersing herself in the fast-paced world of high fashion. It was during this period she honed her linguistic skills, eventually becoming fluent in 5 languages, a testament to her dedication and adaptability in a global industry. By 1999, having gained significant experience and adopted the professional name Melania Trump, her career had truly taken off. She found herself at the luxurious Capjaluka resort in Anguilla, a far cry from her childhood in socialist Slovenia. Her journey to the United States had been facilitated by an H-1B immigration visa, reflecting her established success as a high-fashion model. This period represented the height of her independent career, a time when she was making a name for herself in the competitive New York fashion world, unknowingly on the cusp of a life-altering encounter. That life-altering encounter came in 1998, though this moment captures them together in 2002. It was at a New York Fashion Week party at the Kit Kat Club, where Melania Trump met real estate mogul Donald Trump. The story goes that when he asked for her number, she cleverly refused, instead taking his, ensuring that she would be in control of any future contact. This initial interaction set the stage for a relationship that quickly became public. Here, backstage at a Victoria's Secret fashion show, their presence together signaled their growing prominence as a power couple in the city's social scene. As her relationship with Donald Trump deepened and her profile grew, Melania maintained a close connection to her family. In February of 2004, she attended the Zac Posen Fall Fashion Show at Bryant Park in New York City, alongside her mother, Amalia Ulchnik. This moment underscores the strong family bonds that remained an anchor for Melania, even as her life moved further into the glare of the public eye. Her parents would later join her in the United States, becoming naturalized citizens, further cementing the private foundations of her very public life. Following her high-profile wedding to Donald Trump in January of 2005, Melania's presence in elite New York society solidified. The wedding itself was a spectacle, with her Vera Wang gown costing an estimated $200,000 and the entire affair reportedly costing over $2 million. Just a few months later, in April of 2005, she was captured during a fitting for the prestigious Costume Institute Gala, often referred to as the Met Gala, accompanied by fashion icon Andre Leon Talley. This annual event, a pinnacle of fashion and celebrity, further showcased her new status as a formidable fixture on the New York social circuit. In the years that followed her marriage, such as in this striking shot from 2006, Melania Trump continued to embrace her modeling past while stepping into her role as the wife of a prominent businessman and media personality. Her public profile continued to grow, fueled by her appearances in high-fashion magazines and her poised demeanor. She navigated this dual identity with a quiet confidence, maintaining an air of mystery that would eventually become a defining characteristic in her most unexpected role yet. A new chapter began for Melania in March of 2006 with the birth of her son, Barron Trump. Her focus shifted considerably, with much of her time dedicated to motherhood. In January of 2007, she stood by her husband, holding a young Barron, as Donald Trump was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This moment captured her role as a devoted mother, a side of her life she fiercely protected from the constant public scrutiny that surrounded her husband's burgeoning political ambitions. Years later, as her husband's political aspirations surged, Melania's world was poised for another seismic shift. Her journey from the textile factories of socialist Yugoslavia to the glitzy echelons of New York society was already extraordinary. Yet the public contributions and the intense spotlight of the American political landscape were still on the horizon, a path she would walk with her characteristic blend of elegance and reserve. This period marked a quiet contemplation, an unseen preparation for the unprecedented challenges and transformations to come. By September of 2015, the political landscape had dramatically changed, and Melania was now firmly in the public eye as the wife of a presidential candidate. This family portrait, with Donald Trump and their son Barron in their opulent New York City home, presented a united front to the world. As the campaign gained momentum, Melania, always a private person, found herself increasingly drawn into a role she had never anticipated, a role that demanded her presence and voice on a national stage. The demands of the campaign trail meant more public appearances and interviews. In April of 2016, during an interview on NBC's Today Show in New York, Donald Trump's reaction captured the dynamic of their public partnership. While Melania was known for her reserved and private nature, she stepped into the spotlight when needed, offering glimpses into her thoughts and experiences, though always with a certain guarded elegance. Her poise and calm demeanor often stood in stark contrast to the boisterous energy of the campaign. The April 2016 Today Show interview was one of many instances where Melania Trump began to define her own public persona during the heated presidential campaign. She spoke with a soft but clear voice, navigating complex questions and presenting a composed image to the American public. Her participation was a crucial element in her husband's campaign, allowing voters to connect with a different side of the unconventional political journey they were witnessing. Perhaps her most impactful public moment during the campaign came in July of 2016, on the opening day of the Republican National Convention. Melania Trump delivered a speech that was widely watched and debated. As she waved to the cheering crowd afterward, the bright lights illuminated a new chapter in her life. Despite the subsequent controversy over parts of her address,
The speech showcased her ability to command a massive audience and introduced her, in a significant way, to millions across the United States, cementing her role as a vital figure in the political narrative.
The campaign culminated on Election Day, November 8, 2016. Here, Melania Trump is seen signing her name before casting her vote at Public School 59 in New York. This simple yet profound act marked her direct participation in the democratic process that would transform her from a former model and public figure into the First Lady of the United States. It was a quiet moment of civic duty before the dramatic, world-changing news that would break just hours later. On the night of November 9, 2016, in Manhattan, New York, the results came in and Donald Trump was declared the winner of the presidential election. Melania Trump stood proudly on stage with her family at the victory party, a moment that sealed her place in history. The journey from the small Slovenian town to the threshold of the White House was complete, a testament to an extraordinary and unprecedented path to becoming the First Lady of the United States. The day after the historic election, on November 10, 2016, Melania Trump was welcomed to the White House by First Lady Michelle Obama for a traditional tea in the Yellow Oval Room. This meeting was a deeply symbolic transition of power, an intimate moment between the outgoing and incoming First Ladies. It underscored the profound shift in Melania's life as she prepared to step into one of the most visible and scrutinized roles in the world, inheriting a legacy of American female leadership.
Stepping into her new role, Melania Trump quickly established a distinctive presence as First Lady of the United States. Her wardrobe choices were often highly scrutinized, reflecting her background in fashion, and she carried out her duties with a deliberate, composed demeanor. From welcoming foreign dignitaries to engaging in White House traditions, she embraced the solemnity and significance of the office, carving out her unique space within the storied history of American First Ladies.
Throughout her tenure as First Lady, Melania Trump was a constant presence alongside President Trump, often seen arriving at various events, such as this one at West Palm Beach International Airport in February of 2017. She traveled extensively, both domestically and internationally, participating in diplomatic engagements and supporting her husband's agenda. Her reserved nature, coupled with her striking appearance, created a unique public image, a departure from the more effusive or politically active First Ladies of recent memory. In April of 2017, Melania Trump's official White House portrait was released, capturing her poise and elegance, embodying her new, powerful identity. From a childhood shaped by modest beginnings in Slovenia, to a successful career as an international model, and finally to the East Wing of the White House, her journey was one of quiet determination and unexpected ascension. She redefined the First Lady's role in her own terms, a private figure in a public spotlight, leaving behind the legacy of resilience, dignity, and a personal story that truly went from the unseen to the undeniable.